Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jay and today I'm going to be talking about the Obi Wan Kenobi Season 1's my review of it and what I thought of the show through all the 6 episodes, and give you my thoughts on it. Give you some spoilers as well. If you haven't seen it yet, don't watch, but I'm going to be doing some nitpicking as well, giving you my thoughts on it, but give you my grade as well on the season and on the episodes, which I thought it was good. It was a good season. It was really, I liked it. There's some things that I didn't like. There's some things I enjoy. If my grade for the season, for the first season, because I have a feeling they will be doing a season 2, I will give it at least a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. I mean, there are some things that I didn't like. There's some things I enjoy. I mean, I can go through it by episode, but I'll do my best trying to remember it. This story takes place. Obi-Wan's story takes place 10 years. But before we get there, we get a flashback of Order 66 at the Jedi Temple in Coruscant. We see some Jedi fighting against some clones. However, the one Jedi Master didn't make you see other younglings run away. Then you go back 10 years later. Wait, 10 years later, we find Obi Wan Kenobi. He's working as basically a butcher with the rest of the people on a butcher shop. He cuts meat all day until it's time to end the shift. Until he ends the day, he gets paid so much, and he takes one piece of meat to his steed he feeds on the way there. He goes and watches over Luke, checks on him. He stays in a cave. He also has some PTSD because he's basically he cut himself off the Force. So it's been 10 years since he hasn't did anything. He also buried his lightsaber and Anakin's lightsaber, which is, trying to keep him hidden. He goes by Ben, not Obi-Wan. So then you have the Inquisitors, the Grand Inquisitor, the fifth brother, and the third sister, Reva, arrive there looking involved to find a Jedi that helped a small bar, and they do find a Jedi, which my first pet peeve is right here, is you find this Jedi who don't know his name. He finds Kenobi. He knows who he is. Kenobi's like, I don't know what you're talking about. He's trying to keep a low profile because he's on, his mission is to keep an eye on Luke. It's like he tells the Jedi, don't come out, I don't know who you're talking about. There's no more Jedi. He's trying to give him away. It's like he tells him to, because he's a young Jedi, he's a very young Jedi, to tell him, hide your lightsaber, get away far away as you can. So eventually he does get captured and get killed by the everyone. Then you have Reva protect to go on. Timmy and Owen, then you have that, because Owen confronted Kenobi about giving Luke that little toy. He basically tells him to stay away. We agree to, when it's time, the boy must be trained, like he goes to do, like train his father, and you see, Kenobi, he's staying in the shadow. He's thanking for not blowing his cover. I'm not doing it for you, doing it for his family and stuff. And Obi-Wan gets a message from, Bail gone. We see Princess Leia. She was, getting sassy, being a kid and stuff with her droid Lola. I like this. That if you didn't know, they named the droid Lola because Carrie Fisher pet bird was named Lola, which I like. So, tribute to Carrie Fisher, the original Leia. I like her. She was great. She was funny, and then she gets capped. She made sass her cousin, got backhand. You can tell there's some sass. You can tell she was really good. She's gonna be getting to the future. She's a 10-year-old kid. However, she gets captured gets kidnapped by pirates who are destroyed by Reva, and you have Bail and his wife asking Kenobi for help to go rescue her. Then he goes and visits Kenobi's cave. But we need you to go and rescue her. So eventually he does, which I didn't like this, because it could be 50-50 on this one. He leaves Tatooine. He goes, redux his lightsaber, leaves Tatooine, and goes looking for Leia, leaves Luke behind, which it's kind of like iffy. Would you leave Luke behind with his aunt and uncle, no one watching over him? Which he does. He gets on a ship and goes to the city where Leia's taken, and she was taken. Then you have Reva placing a bounty on his head, trying to find out where he is. You can tell fifth brother, Grand Inquisitor, getting annoyed with her. She's obsessed trying to find Kenobi in the beginning, and she hires bounty hunters and all this stuff, and couldn't even find her to rescue her. I like the beginning of the episode 2 where you see this girl selling a spice. Remember, the episode gives you a call back to Attack of the Clones with the guy who wants to buy death sticks. That girl has sent the spice, gives him the one for a house. That's Ian McGuire's daughter in real life, which I like to see. If we can get family involved, that's pretty cool. And you find out there's a Jedi on there hiding who's helping other people escape. It turns out his name is Haja, but he's a fake Jedi. He's using like magnets and stuff to help out. He's helping smuggle. He does rescue Leia and stuff. They try to get her off world, and you have being pursued by Inquisitors, and plus you have Reva puts a bounty on Kenobi's head. So now she's watching over Reva. They don't like fifth brother and Grand Inquisitor find out about that. They don't like it. It's really bad. So eventually, everyone's trying to hide. He has his lightsaber in hand, but doesn't know. And Ryu was trying to entice him to come out. And oh, you didn't know? Oh yeah, Lord, he would be pleased. Lord Vader would be pleased. She's like, oh, you didn't know. She senses like he didn't know. Oh, Anakin Skywalker, right there's another thing I didn't like. That she knew. Till later on, you find out that she knew Anakin Skywalker started Vader. Then he gets on a boat. She's like, wants to escape. What's known that her escape him and stuff like he does escape her, but however she stabs the Grand Inquisitor, which I didn't like. There's another thing I'm gonna nitpick. They break canon where she stabs the Grand Inquisitor till we see him later on in episode 5. Which I don't think they should never did that. They should never break canon. Most of the time you see a fifth brother, third sister. Fifth brother mostly walk around getting annoyed and with Reva, stuff like that. And you see him go off in space. And you see like Kenobi realizing that Anakin's still alive. I prefer the Legends novel where he sees a hog around. Like in the cantina, he's asking like, "Who's this? Who's that? Who's that?" But he's like shocked and goes berserk. But this is way different. But it's Star Wars though. Third episode, they go on another planet. They're trying to, meet Hodge's contact. That's where we meet Tala. But he also meets another person that's being hauled by Imperials. You see him. You have like a little mini flashback. You see not flashback, but you see Anakin Skywalker, Hayden Christensen back as Anakin, and his full Jedi robe hooded up. This is like basically just going dark. He sensed on the ship before he sensed when he says Anakin. That's when when we see first time Hayden Christensen as Anakin, as Vader in the Bacta tank, and he's opening his eyes. He knows now Kenobi's out there. And you see, I like this one. I love you get to see the suit getting put on. The legs, the one arm, both legs attached. The middle piece goes right in his chest. Oh, that's gonna hurt. The thing goes right underneath the neck. Then the helmet comes on. You see his burnt face, which is really cool. Then you see a Mustafar and stuff where Reva is answering the Vader. Got all places tracking him. Gonna go find him out where he's at. He's on that one planet, and then you meet the contact Talia, who's also helped become a rebel, who's also helping, which I was kind of disappointed. It's another nitpick. Would be nice to see in live action was Quinlan Voss. We never saw Quinlan, but you find out he is alive. He's helping smuggle young Jet off world, safe. We don't know where he's at. It'd be nice to see him make an appearance, but we never got that. Then you see Kenobi, the other thing I forgot to mention, like him chasing Leia around, he's old, but does eventually use the Force to capture her. And so you see the connection where Obi-Wan senses like great pain, and he knows like get back, and that's when you see him. And that's when he sees Anakin for the first time in 10 years, full suit. And next thing you know, you see Vader senses him, and he decides to go, okay, I'm drawing you out. The only way I know how to do it is I'm gonna have to start doing my own way, which is choking people, which he does. He takes the one person, chokes, and here comes this kid. Next thing you know, he gets his neck snapped. Oh, surprised we saw that. Next thing he drags another person out. He's trying to choke Kenobi out, which eventually he does, and he sees. Next thing you know, we see the lightsaber knife from Obi-Wan. Lightsaber knife red. He looks right at Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan just says, "Oh crap!" Basically, "Oh crap, I'm out of here." Next thing he goes and can't hide from you and stuff like that. Have a conversation. And he see Vader again walk in front of him. He's like, and Obi-Wan's like, "What have you become? I am what you made me." That was a good line. The fight. Excuse me, the fight, you can tell Obi-Wan's not full power. He's not the same. He's rusty. He's getting to reconnect the Force with this. He's like taking his time, toying with him. He's disappointed that he's not had his power and stuff like that. And Vader gets the best of it, and he burns him. If he really wanted Kenobi, he could have walked through the fire, because his suit in comics, which I'm going to say it's another nitpick I'm doing right now, is fireproof. The only thing it's basically not is electric proof. But he doesn't do that. Tali rescued him. I don't know how Reva got way ahead. That's another thing I didn't like about nitpicking here. She got way ahead of Leia and got to the ship, and she kidnaps Leia. Yeah, Ned B rescuing Obi-Wan from Vader right there. He got burned. Yeah, he got burned in the arm. Then you have to put him in a back tank, and you see the connection right there between Obi-Wan and Vader. They're both the back tank. You could sense it like that. And in episode 4, which I didn't like, they infiltrate in a fortress Inquisitorius, and basically you see Obi-Wan using more of his lightsaber. I like the fact he did it like stealthy, killing the stormtrooper, but I don't know, it's an issue. You can tell it's like swinging, like hitting the bat. They need to work on that. Didn't like how they escape. You can see Leia in that thing being like get ready to be tortured. Reminds you of being like Han Solo from episode 5 in Empire Strikes Back. She's trying to get information about the other Jedi, they are prisoners and stuff like that from Leia, but she won't give up. She put in that. They want to rescue her. They do the old, I would say, like comic where she, which I'm surprised you now. Even stormtroopers don't recognize, Imperial officers don't recognize that Obi-Wan's got someone with him with a long trench coat. And he's like dressed like an Imperial officer, or however Tali's like an Imperial officer herself. And she was there helping Obi-Wan. She used no blast, but she used her hands and fists to fight the others. Troopers and stuff to get, they get away. You have another rebel that died. Rest in peace to him. They had some help from Rowan, and he's a good rebel. I say like him, he's a good rebel. I didn't really like episode 4 how they had it, or the Empire's worst security. You see Vader get angry. Reva about what if you fail again, stuff like that. But we know what she wants. Excuse me. She wants the role of Grand Inquisitor. Now, going to episode 5, we see him land and get back and stuff. We got transport other refugees off this planet. However, tells Vader in 4 that she has a tracker. She put a tracker on Lola. It's now with Leia. They're tracking the planet, so she gets dubbed Grand Inquisitor. She gets dubbed Grand Inquisitor, which is, short-lived. And she goes, they have, does her thing, turns gets the thing shut, the hatch shut. I like the flashback we had with Obi Wan Anakin with the pre-attacker clones. I like that, and you see going back and forth between those two, which is nice. It's based about a lesson, and Vader still hasn't learned that lesson between him and Obi-Wan. So then you find out from Reva, which we start seeing why. We understand what she is doing, what she's doing. She's like, her story is basically sad because we find out her and Obi-Wan talk between doors, and you're doing this as toy. How did you know about Anakin? Unless you saw she's only you were there at the time you saw you were a youngling. And so she basically said, why didn't and she's basically became a Grand Inquisitor, so she's hunting Vader to get revenge on against Vader, and saying because she saw, which we get to see probably the most anticipated scenes people wanted to see. It was short of him Anakin killing the younglings of episode Order 66. Where another thing I didn't like, nitpicking, is that we see her get stabbed. How did she survive? I don't know. I wish I knew somehow she survived. She got stabbed by Anakin. We've seen when she fought Vader later on, because Obi-Wan tricked her, because you can tell she is conflicted. She wants to get back at Vader, but she also has told Obi-Wan that where were you at? Why didn't you help us? Why didn't you help us? But meanwhile, you gotta remember who one was on Unapau, not only hunting Grievous, but killing Grievous, and also surviving the other clones from Order 66 too. So he did not know Anakin flipped. He was trying to survive. He eventually ended up meeting with Yoda and stuff. So then, you have a shootout where all the clones eventually they get back, and Talia gets shot, and Ned, who's a loaded droid, he gets killed, and Talia sacrificed herself to keep him safe and stuff. But Obi-Wan does surrender. He is just, no, I'm bringing him to you, basically to Reva, and next thing I'm inside, which Obi-Wan escapes. Vader comes down. I'm gonna deal with him myself. Next thing you see is ship. Then we see Vader grab the ship with the Force, which is so cool. It reminds you of Force Unleashed with Starkiller. He goes, brings it down, rips it apart, and there's no inside. There's another ship taken up. And goes back to the flat. You can tell Vader's really human right now. Reva tried to take advantage of the distraction of Obi-Wan, but Vader just toys with it. He doesn't even use his own lights. He uses the Force. He uses her own lightsaber against her. Eventually, she gets stabbed again, which, another thing, she somehow still survives. I don't like that. It's pet peeve. Something I didn't like. Another thing that bothers me, I didn't like. How many times we see her? That's the second time she got stabbed. She's still alive, and you see Grand Inquisitor walk up. Hello, third sister, and only revenge keeps her alive and stuff. So then we go to episode 6. I really enjoyed that episode. You find they're being pursued by Vader in the Star Destroyer. However, they don't have their hyperdrive working yet. So he asks Haja to take her to Leia to back to whatchamacallit, old Alderaan. Well, he decides to leave. He says, you should not leave, stick with us. He appreciates everything he's done for Jedi, but he goes, and he knows he has to leave, and because he knows Vader will pursue him. So he leaves. He gets on another ship and leaves. Vader does pursue him, and Grand Inquisitor was like, no, we should get out these refugees. No, Obi-Wan's my own priority. Is the priority and stuff like that. So he goes and leaves, and Leia's saved. I didn't like the fact we didn't see her land on course and get delivered by Haja. It's like another issue I don't like. Then we see the landing, and then we see the second fight between Vader and Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan's more active, he's almost full power. And he's like, are you going to kill me, Obi-Wan? I would do him, I must. That line from back in episode 3, he does that pose. Back in episode 3, I was like, oh, here we go. This is going to be good. This is going to be this was a lot better than the last one. And then you see Obi-Wan gets trapped. Vader has the high ground. He gets trapped by rocks and stuff like the fact. Then Obi-Wan gets the motivation that you need to get out of there, help Leia, help Luke, because that's the only thing that keeps you, keep you going. So he does. He sneaks behind there. They fought. He damages his breathing parts, and now Vader's having his legs, and Vader's having trouble breathing. Then he slices his back. It's already hurting him. Then plus he cuts his right side, his left side of his face, left side of his mask. And he stops and looks. He sees Anakin the first time without his mask. He's like, Anakin, and Vader's like, Anakin's gone. I'm all remain. And he sees him starting to tear up, which is the sad moment because he goes, I'm sorry for everything. I'm sorry, Anakin. I'm sorry for everything. You can see him tear up. He goes, I'm not your failure. He goes, I'm not your failure. And you hear his Hayden's voice, and you hear that James Earl is coming, cutting out. I'm not your failure, Obi-Wan. You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. I did. But that line said that makes Obi-Wan believe that Anakin is dead. That connects it to episode 4 and episode 6. That connects her right there. That's when he tells Luke about Obi-Wan, your father's gone, the good man, your father's gone. Stuff like, when he's more machine now, the man twisted and evil. And stuff like that. That's when he says, that's when everybody comes back. He says, my friend's truly dead. And he says goodbye, Darth. Then he walks away, and you hear Vader's like, Obi-Wan, like Maul. He goes, screams, Obi-Wan. So then you see him walking off, and then you see what was it next? Leia back home. She has that holster with Ty's holster. You see, not before that, he goes back. Obi-Wan has to run back and get help Luke from Reva. She goes to find out that he's with the Owen Lars and Brew. They get ready for the fight. They do a pretty good job of that. Luke runs away. Reva use the Force to trip him, knock him out. Then she goes ready to do the thing. How did she find out it was Luke? That Vader is Luke's kid. His kid. He hears the transmission from Bail Organa. He's gonna go help the boy. Vader must not know about the children, and he must go help with the boy. That's when she goes on pursuing Luke, and she goes by doing that. She stops and lost eyes. Gets more. She talked to the one butcher looking for the one guy. She tells the white guy who's the wall, tells Owen that Owen goes back, tells her to get ready. He told Luke a little lie, basically saying that Tuscary's on the hunt again. They're on the move. Go hide, and then it was turning out Reva. They did pretty well holding it. Luke runs away, and next thing you see, she tricks him, Trip, and then she sees herself. And she's conflicted. But she doesn't kill him. She carries him off, and everyone later on rise, and she walks off. They get him inside there, related he's alive. And she comes to that moment, she's like, I couldn't do it. I'm about to come, no, you set them, you honor their memory, you're free now, like I'm free. Because Obi-Wan was fear, he had the fear of not, move on, let go. What happened to Anakin / Vader? You see back on Mustafar, you see Vader talking to Palpatine and his master Palpatine, but he's played by Ian Ian McDiarmid comes back. Goes, it's cool. I like seeing him. I like that. Vader's really like, or got Troy. We're gonna hunt and destroy. He goes, you seem agitated, my old friend, about your former master. I hope your feelings are clear. He's basically telling Vader that you need to move on from Anakin, focus on what I need you to do. Obi Wan doesn't mean nothing to me. So he basically lets him go. You see Obi Wan getting all his stuff packed. He goes and tells that he's moving far away. And Luke needs to be a boy, and then eventually Owen lets him go. Ben meets Luke. You want to meet the kid? And he goes, hello. He goes, hello there, that famous line. Then at the end, I love, so we get to see Qui-Gon and Jinn at the end. They say, Master Qui, I was always here, Obi-Wan. You just not ready to see me yet. So then they walk off the sunset in the Dune Sea, which is cool. And that's how this episode ends. Sorry. Basically breaking down all 6 episodes. Basically, there's some things I like, some things I didn't like. I like seeing Leia. I forgot to mention. I like seeing Leia. She gets that holster. She goes back. Everyone comes back, drops off a little. He hugs whatchamacallit, Bail going and his wives, and basically thanking him for bringing back Leia. And then everyone tells Leia about what quality she has from her mother and her father, but they mention their names, you know. So what are you gonna do now? She said, "You need some sleep." To that, she laughs. That's funny. But anyway, so it was really good. I like I said, I give this first season a 7 out of 10. Like I said, you can tell where I was nitpicking. You could tell that Vader was still Anakin, that he was conflicted. This was a conflicted Vader. This is not Rogue One Vader. This was not New Hope Vader. This is basically 10 years after Revenge of the Sith Vader. So this is different. Will we see a season 2? Most likely. There will be a Reva spinoff. Yes, there's going to be a Reva spinoff. I didn't like I said, I didn't like how she got stabbed twice and still survived. But it is what it is. So that is my long review. So 7 out of 10. A lot of things I nitpicked, but we'll have to wait and see what's happening. It's gonna be season 2 coming. We got Alder coming out, so looking forward to it. So anyway, that is my review of Obi Wan Kenobi season 1, 6 episodes. Hope you like it. If you did, hit the like button. Please comment, and also please subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. I would like to thank all of my subscribers for subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing, and viewing. Without you, I won't be doing these. So thank you, everybody. I hope you have a safe and wonderful Monday, and I'll see you next time. Take care, stay safe, stay humble, and be a blessing.